Welcome all. In this video, we are going to learn jump statements in Python. Python supports two jump statements, that is break and continue. Both are opposite to each other. They are actually keyword and to be written in small letter. So the break statement at first let's learn, that is the break statement enable a program to skip over a part of the code. So break statement, what it does, now it will skip the loop when it encountered. It means when we found the break statement, it will simply skip the code. It will simply skip the code and it will come outside the loop. It will come outside the loop, and if something is written outside the loop, that it will execute thereafter. So which is written here, when a break statement encountered in a loop, it terminates from the loop, it came out from the loop, it means, and continue execution with the rest of the statements written after the loop. If after the loop we have written some statements, that will get executed thereafter. Let's go with an example so better you can understand. So there is an example here. We have entering two number. One number I am keeping in the variable A and one number I am keeping in the variable B. And these two number I am inputting. Twice. I want to run the loop once, not twice, sorry. In this case I wrote here starting from 1 and continuing till 2. It means 1 to 1. If in for loop we wrote 2, it means it will continue till 1, as all of us knows. So in this case the loop will continue, this loop will continue once. After it will collect the value for A and value for B, it entered to the loop. If the B value by mistake or by knowing I entered as 0, then simply it will break it. Break in the sense it will come outside the loop, means it will come to here. And in this case I didn't specify anything, so the loop will get end. Fine. Otherwise, if the B I gave some non-zero value, so it will execute the statement here by A divided by B. It means A will get divided by B and the result will get stored in the variable res. Then we can print here, print A slash B equal to result. It will simply print the result here. It means B has to be, we are forcing here to the user that the B has to be a non-zero variable, a non-zero value. If the B is 0, as all of us knows that 0 never can be divisible with any number. So in that case it will show you an error in Python. So that because of we have added here that if the B becomes 0, then it will break. Break in the sense it won't show you any error. Simply it will close the program. It will come out from the loop. It will come out from the loop and simply it will close the program. So let's go to the editor, Python editor, and try the same so that the difference you can know how without break and how with break the program is working. So this is the Python editor. So for writing the program I have to choose a new file from the file menu. I got an screen where I can write the program. So the program, as I need to enter two numbers, so I wrote here int input. Input is a function to enter any data. So enter first number I am writing here, suppose, giving 2 bracket and colon. Then the same I am copying for B. And this particular line or this particular statement I want to execute once. So I am specifying here n in range 1, 2. It means I want to execute at least once this loop. Fine. So now what I need to write, now I wrote here result equal to, let's declare the value of result, that is 0. Result equal to A divided by B. Doing A divided by B, simply whatever you input in A will get divisible by B and will be shown to us. That is our motto is. But before doing that, okay, let's do it simply. Thereafter we will check with break statement. Now simply I am printing here the value of result. Fine. This is how the program is done without break. Now let's run the program. It will ask us to save the program. So doing OK. I am saving the program with the name, suppose say triple A. Now it is executing in cell. So enter first number, I am giving here 12. Enter second number, I am providing here 2. So I am getting the result as 6.0. Okay. Now let's go back and try with a with a different number, with a different series of number, like suppose giving 0 now. So now running the program again. So I am giving here 12 and giving the second number as 0. So see, I got an error. I got an error, and that error is what? Now division by 0. So 0, as we know, that it never can be divisible with a number. So it will show you simply an exception or a error that is 0 division error. So how can we handle it? How can we handle it? We can simply give break statement here, with the one which we are learning now. So I can specify here, if the b equal to 0, it means if the user by knowingly or unknowingly giving 0 as the value for b, the second value as 0, so simply it will, what it will do, in spite of giving error, it will give break. Otherwise it will show the find out the result and print the result. That is what our motto is. So let's check what it is doing now. So running the program, asking to save, you need to save it. Now let execute. So I'm giving the first number as 12 and second as non-zero value, that is 2. So I got the result. Now what I will do, now let give 0 as the second value. So compiling again. Now 12 and giving 0 here. Now notice and find out the difference. See, there is nothing, no error, nothing. Simply it is quitting. Simply it is exit from the loop. Simply it is exit from the loop. So this is break statement, it get encountered in this case. So simply it come out from the loop and nothing is written here. So it is simply closing the program, you can say. Okay. So this is about your break statement. As the definition is given, that the break statement enable a program to skip over a part of the code. So it is simply skipping which part? It is simply skipping the part which is written here. This 2 line, it is simply skipping and closing the program. If we have written here something, that it will print, because that is kept outside the loop. It will come out from the loop, but it will, let's try, suppose print, I gave here, you have entered 0. Suppose I want to see a message. If I put 0, then I will get a message like this. So check. Now I will input here the first value as 12, suppose, and second value I am giving 0. So I got the message as you have entered 0. Why? Because of it is coming outside this loop. This is the loop statement. This is the statement which we kept inside the loop. So after executing break, it won't execute this 2 line, it will come out of the loop and this line will get executed. Okay. So this is all about your break statement. Now let's continue with continue statement. So continue is another keyword or statement, you can say. With continue, the definition is saying the continue statement is another jump statement like the break statement, as both the statements skip over a part of the code. Continue also help us to skip, break also help us to skip, but the difference is what? But the continue statement is somehow different from break. How? Now instead of termination from the loop, it continue with the next will continue with the next iteration of the loop after skipping any code in between. So the meaning is what? Now in spite of coming outside the loop, it will continue with the next iteration. It will go with the next iteration. It will continue with the program. It won't help you to break the program. It won't help you to close the program. It won't help you to come out from the loop. It will help to continue with the program. It means it will go with the next iteration. It will go with the next execution. Okay, let's see the example, then better you can understand. So in this case, the example what I did, now I want to run this loop. This is the loop, for loop. I want to run it for twice. So I wrote here 1 comma 3. So 3 means it is 1 comma 2. So it will run, it will execute the loop twice. So what I have done here, my motto, same example I am trying here, but these two line which I kept outside the loop, in this case I kept it inside the loop. Okay, so I am accepting a number here, accepting one more number here. Thereafter I am checking as before doing in break. Here I am doing what? If the b equal to 0, it means if the b value, the second value you have inputted 0, then what it is doing? It is continuing. Continuing means what it will do? In case of break, what it was doing? It used to come outside the loop, means this statement it used to execute. But because of we wrote continue, so what it will do? It will go here again. It means it will ask you what is the in first number and what is the second number. This is something like, suppose you forget your password in mobile and you are trying to open in first try, you gave mistake password, then what it is doing? It is allowing you to give the password again second time. Second time also you made mistake, thereafter it is allowing you to give for third time. So that is what continue statement. It never will come out from the execution, it never will come out from the loop, it will continue the loop. After three try of password entry, if still you are incorrect, then it used to lock your mobile for some period of time. So that is what the continue statement. It used to ask the password again to enter, because you made mistake in first time, second time, so it used to ask you to enter the number or enter the password again. So let's try this code in Python editor, then better you can understand. So I'm, in spite of writing, I'm just copying from here and including the coding in this case. So what I did here, so I have started a loop here for twice, that's why I wrote here 1 2 3, 1 comma 3, then asking the number twice, that is 1 for first number and 1 for second number. So I have to use here inverted comma, that is properly. Previously during copy it won't be okay, so you have to correct it. If b value is 0, that has to be inside the loop, so you have to write it by giving a tab. Then continue has to be here, else is if, under the if we have to keep, then else it will take the sum, division, thereafter it is printing the value here. Okay, so now let's try. You can keep the print here as well. So let's try now by running the program. So now in this case, some error I am getting here because the tab is not given properly. So let's give the tab properly. Now let's try running the program again. Now still it is invalid character it is showing. Yes, here this case, as I told, it won't allow you to give that curve type of double quote. So you have to, as we copied, that's why it is showing the error. So because the double quotes didn't get copied properly, so you run it again. Okay, now it is asking to input the numbers, first number and second number. So I'm giving 12 here and giving 0. So what it is doing? It is asking again the first number as well as the second number. See students, I'm giving 3 here, so fine, it is showing the result. So see, it means second time I gave the password correctly, so my mobile is open. Second time I gave the second number, means the second number I gave non-zero value, so I got the result. Let's execute again so that better you can understand. Only twice it is running, as I wrote there 1 comma 3. So now giving here 12 and giving suppose 0. So it is asking again. So 12 again I'm giving 0 suppose. Now it is closing. It means after trying 3 chances, all the chances or all the entry you made password mistake. So it get exit from the loop. It means it came out from the loop. So as much as number of time you want to give user the chances for entering the password, you have to mention here. Suppose you want to give 5 chances to the user, so you can specify here 1 to 6, 1 comma 6. So this is all about your break statement as well as continue statement, which we saw in this part of video. Now next thing we can we can study, that is nested loop. Nested loop, the definition we can see, which is not related with continue and break, but we are still learning it because it belongs to loop itself. As we know that repeating a specific task for specific number of time is known as loop. So the definition for nested loop is given how. Now a loop may contain another loop in its body. A loop can have one more loop inside within its body. So that is what nested loop. In nested loop, the inner loop must terminate before the outer loop. In nested loop, what happened? The inner loop, the loop which you wrote inside outer loop will get terminate fast. Means the job of the inner loop will get over fast. Thereafter, it will continue with the job of outer loop. So we can do some pattern program. I have given here two examples, one example with for loop and one example with while loop. So here question is similar, question is same, the pattern. Question is similar in both the case, but how this is possible in case of for and how this is possible in case of while, that is what I explain here. Okay, so better to go with the editor and let's try. So before we see that how many number of rows here, there are 4 rows, and here how many number of rows we have, same diagram, that is 4 number of rows we have. So we will try the nested loop in editor and we'll see how it is presenting the result. So let's go to program and to write the programs. So this is the editor where we can write the program. So now let me try first with for loop. So as all of us saw that the loop is starting, the number of rows are 4. So we can write here are in range 1, 5. We should write 1, 5. Why? Now 5 times the loop will get continue. Then for column will continue how long? Column in range. Column will continue how long? Now 1, row. As much as row we have, same number of time the column will get execute. Then what it will do in between? In between its task, what it will do? Now it will print the star sign, and we have to write here and equal to then blank quote. Why? Because of now all the line, all the star I want to print in one line. Now we have to specify the outside of that inner loop, we have to specify a blank print. Why? Because of now after printing one line, it will come to the next line to continue with the next row. So in this case, what is happening? Let me explain. So first it is running the loop how many times? 4 times. So if the loop will continue for 4 times, so here it will be 1 to r. It means 1 to 4. So 1 to 4 means 3. It means 3 line it will continue. So what we need to do in this case, if we need 4 line, we have to specify here 6. If we specify here 6, so in this case when 6 comes, it becomes 5. Fine. So when it becomes 5, it will print how many times? It will print 4 times, because we need 4 line of statements in our output. So let's try, let's check whether we are receiving the result or not. Yes, properly it is coming. All 4 lines is coming. So when the inner loop is executing, that time it is printing to right side. First line it is printing 1 star, second line it is printing 2 star, because the inner loop will continue how long? How many times? Now depending upon the number of row. If the number of row is 2, then the inner loop will print once, because as I told in for loop, if you specify 1, 2, so it will run once only. It will run the program once only, or it will run the loop once only. So this is how the nested loop can be implemented using for loop. Now let's try the same question with while loop. So check what are the differences we are doing here. As we know, in while loop we have to initialize the value at first. So I initialized here r equal to 1, that is row equal to 1. Then while row less than 5. In this case we don't require to write 6. We require 5, so we can specify here 5. Less than 5 means it will go till 4. Fine. Then we can specify or initialize the value c equal to 1, as the inner loop will continue from 1 to row. So that is c less than row. We can specify c less than row. Thereafter, we need to print the numbers, the star, the symbol, and we have to specify and equal sign, then double quote. Fine, the print statement. After that, we have to increase the value of c. As we know, unlike for loop, it won't increase the value automatically, so we have to specify c equal to c plus 1 or c plus equal to 1. Okay, thereafter row also we need to increase, that is row plus equal to 1, and we have to give one blank print. As we saw before, what is the duty of it? Now it is bringing the line after completion of one row, it is simply bringing to the next row. The cursor pointer will come to the next row, so that next time it will continue in the next row, the printing. Let's check whether the result we are getting or not. Yes, we got here the result. The editor is not showing properly, so let me close it and run it again. So check, there are how many it is coming? 3 line. Why? Because of it is showing 3 line? Because if you check, we have specified here, yes, it is not including a row, so you include the row, that is less than equal to r. So let go now, check, see, it is coming so nicely. Fine. So this is how the nested loop can be used. In for loop, the program which I have shown you is written here. Can see from here the codings which place. In Python, the intention is very much important. So which part, like this statement, has to be written after the while, then this statement has to be written inside the inner loop. So that is what we need to take care. We have to take care about the intention the time of writing a program, especially nested loop program in Python. Hope all of you clear about the concept of break and continue. We learn with example, then we learn nested loop.